not been together in 21 years for a family reunion. And look at how many people have turned out.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Well, give me all you got and don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hey, go. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do.
This is the Johnsons family reunion. So I expect some Johnsons to get up here and tell it. If God been good to you, tell somebody. Because I can tell you, God's been good to me. And he's still good to me. As old folk used to say, he's been better to me than I've been to myself.
Honestly, at first, this was kind of hard for me. It still is. Because mommy was such a family person. That woman loved her family. And like, she kept in touch with all her first cousins, their kids. And like, she lived for her nieces and her nephews. Like, when I say she loved them with her whole heart. And even people that weren't actually family, they called mommy Aunt June. So at first, like, I had already set up to come here. And last week I had a moment and I was like, I can't go. But I got the strength to come, and I'm so glad I came because I got a chance to meet so many people and see all you beautiful, beautiful faces. And I know my mother is super, super happy because she's been waiting for this for forever. And even though we're having our party, I know she is having her party in heaven too.
Bishop Ozell Johnson was my grandfather, and Martha Massenberg Johnson was my mama. She was the baby girl. And she had me, I'm the firstborn, Renee, Joshua, and Jeremy. And she wanted us to know who all our family was. So we used to go across the street from Granddad's house and play with all our cousins. And she had a lot of love she showed us And I just love all my family, y'all.
My name is Nina Johnson Bowman, and Ozell Johnson Jr. is my father. It's interesting. I grew up in Rockingham, and the reason that I know my family on this side is because of Aunt June. And so it was, she always expressed the importance of family. And my dad traveled around a lot, and he had his own thing, but he would always call and pour words of inspiration to me to tell me I could be anything I wanted to be, and really, express to me the possibilities and the family and the great things that we have done in our family. And those words never left me. And because of my family, I think it helped me get to where I am and hopefully inspire other people. And it's just interesting when you look back and you see all the faces and you don't realize how many branches we have.
And we have Aunt Moselle.
That was my
Just so
baby.
y'all know.
Every time.
Aunt Moselle always came. We had the benefit of having a little small store. When the Pine Top was no longer the Pine Top. Can anybody tell me they remember what the Pine Top was? I see you over there, Jackie. I see you over there. We came in and we made the Pine Top a store. And Cousin James came and told me and my wife, he said, now listen, I can tell you what you need to do in order to have people come down here and buy your stuff. I said, okay, all right, I appreciate it. So what we did is we made the most of our monies on ice cream because Aunt Mo bought ice cream every day. Yeah, so she loved ice cream, and then Uncle Ozy he was an entrepreneur. We were selling pig feet. He said that if you will sell 3 and get 1 free, you'll get all of them gone.
My nickname is New, but I'm Elijah Jr., son of Elijah Sr. My grandfather was Ozell Johnson. And a lot of people always remind me of, like when I see people that knew my father, they'll say, oh, you're the preacher's son. And a lot of times just traveling to different places, I used to always say, when I was growing up, my dad always had me in church. And I'm like, Dad, I want to go play with my friends. I want to do this. But now as I got older, I realized that the opportunity that I had with my dad, it gave me a chance to learn how to pray, learn how to pick and choose the people that you associate with, and to make a total difference in my life. And of course, you already met my 2 big brothers. It's been a great influence since I lost my father, and it's really a great opportunity to see each and every one of y'all and have a chance to build our family again.
Aaron and Linda talk about
Hello everybody. So you all may know him as Uncle Jay. I know him as JT, and from all the stories I've heard, I don't really recall meeting him when I was a little kid, but from all the stories I've heard from you all here in the room, and then over the years, the first thing that comes to mind to me is Superfly, because he was a hustler. I don't want to say he was a pimp, but he was a gangster. He had six sons and 3 daughters. And my mother was the oldest daughter. And we all grew up in Richmond, the city of Richmond. This is my lovely wife Jessica right here. My brother Adam right here. This ring. Ty. My sister Alexis. And these are the other kids behind us right.
Correction. There were seven sons, 3 daughters by my mother. Then he had Wayne and Roger and Helen. Wayne and Roger, they from down here. Helen up in Maryland, Hyattsville? She and her husband. Jesus, it's a long story. A whole lot. It's a whole lot. And then it's a whole lot of children, a whole lot of grandchildren, a lot of great-grandchildren. And I done lost the names all of them. But anyway, the few that came are here today. And it's so good to see everybody. You know what? And I'm gonna tell you, we can just come in here like every weekend or every other weekend. Getting that station wagon, coming on them long, dusty, bumpy roads, but we did it. And now everything has changed. It's just so much easier, so much freer. But it's still all good. And through the years, we kept in touch. I mean, Uncle Ozell, Uncle Roy, and cousin this and cousin that. And I never knew the word they kept using, cutting. I thought it was cutting somebody. Cause to find out it was cousins.
Good evening. I'm Warren Davis. My father was L.C. Davis, and we are the descendants of Thelma Johnson and Lackey Davis. For those that are sitting in the audience, if you're a part of this group, could you please come up, because this is a proud family right here. I mean, it's just the Johnson, but Thelma was very, my grandma Thelma, we call her Mama, and Dada was very special to us. So this is her family right here. And first, I'd like to say, I want to give thanks. I know it's been giving thanks a lot, but thanks to Sheila and Slick. I call her Slick, for Teresa's cookies and donuts. I'm actually glad this came to fruition, because I guess around about back in October, when Aunt Betty had her gathering for her appreciation service, I was here and I was telling them, I said, hey, this is great, and we need to do this more often. And we start talking about a family reunion, and so that's how I got started. And then about 2 weeks later, I don't know if you know, my oldest brother Randolph passed, so he would have loved this. So that's why this is so important, that we get together and have these types of functions. And it's just like Theodore said, that if you don't have this type of function, you're gonna end up marrying one of your relatives. And that's why this is my son, my daughter here, my beautiful wife, Tamara. We've been together 30 plus years also. So, we got grandmas too. And for those of you that said you're from Atlanta, Georgia, in that area, please meet us before you leave, because that's where we're from. And you guys are moving there, and you have contacts. My wife sells real estate in Atlanta. So we've been there almost 14 years. So make sure you meet us. We would like to know. We live in the Douglasville area, but we're all over Atlanta. So just make sure you meet us before you leave. It's a great family here. I hope everybody will want to say some things. And I'm just glad I got a chance to come here to see all these people. There's a lot of my cousins up here that I don't know. And what Mitch was talking about, the sand spurs, we used to have so much fun at Thelma and Lackey's house, running around playing. And that's what we did. Every Sunday, that's what we did. We went to Thelma and Lackey's house and played as family. We don't do that anymore. And that's what I miss about growing up in this area. It's like Mitch said, I left here when I was 18. I joined the military and traveled. I did the right thing. I joined the Army. Just like home. Sure. So, and I travel too, so I don't get back here much. And only time I get back to this area is for a funeral. And I was tired of coming back for funerals. So I hope this is not the last time that we do this. I grabbed Slick out there. I told her I want the next one to be in Orlando, Florida. We're going on a cruise. We're going on a cruise, so get your cruise legs. We're going on a cruise on the next one. We gotta do big things.
So, I got 3 brother-in-laws, Monte, Devin, and Jermaine's not here. And my mother-in-law and my father-in-law are the best 2 people in the world. I absolutely love them. So I'm really, really, really happy to be a part of this family. I met Dr. Vaughn, Sheila, and Treva. And Dion, Uncle Wayne. I'm excited, and I'm having a really good time, because my family does this. I'm from High Point, North Carolina. So we do this, and this is good. It's really good. And I believe that the amount of family that's in this room, nobody in here should go without anything.
I'm Darren Haley, as you said, Thelma Haley's oldest son. And we're from Florida, Tampa, Florida. And I'm just really happy to be here at this family reunion. I know we hadn't had one in a long time, and I don't get a chance to get home as often as I would like to. But I'm just happy to see everybody here. You know, even the people I didn't meet before. But I'm just so happy and so ecstatic about being here. And I know we were supposed to talk about my grandmother and grandfather. They were awesome. They were awesome people. I can remember a few times when we would be up in the sand hills and just sitting up there playing and I know my grandmother would say sometimes she would be like she would want to give us something to eat. And my granddaddy, he didn't like us going to some of his food and stuff. So she would try to sneak us some. You know, she'd say, well, don't tell your granddad it is, because we got, he gonna get upset about it. But, you know, she'd sneak us a few cookies or something soda. And, you know, we just loved our grandmother. You know, she just did whatever she could, and she made something out of nothing. She always made something out of nothing. And my poor granddaddy, he was such a good man. I remember one time he came down to our house, and we didn't have a basketball goal, so he made us a basketball goal. And we were just so happy that my grandfather was able to do that for us. You know, he did a lot of things for us, and both of them did a lot of things for us, and we just so thankful. And I just want y'all to just pray our strength and just that we keep going on.
I never forget this. Every time school started, he would come to our house and all our cousins' house, I remember, and bring us notebooks, pencils, anything that the school lady, he brought us stuff. And that was just, I look forward to that. And my grandmother, like my cousin said, she always fed us. I mean, my favorite thing was she made these tea cakes. I know y'all remember those, these little tea cakes, and from this day, I don't know how to make those. Can't figure out how she made them, but this kind of sweet bread. And I always look forward to seeing her. We used to go on Sundays, but I went a little more. I went like 3 or 4 times a week because I want those tea cakes. And I just wanted to just let everybody know that I'm glad to see everyone. I met some I didn't know, but I'm just happy to be here. My cousins. Also, I'm fortunate that I have a great family. My wife is here, she want to come up on this. My 2 girls, Nicole, we call her Nikki, and my daughter Bree. And my son, he couldn't be here, he's in Florida. Right now he's in the medical school, so he's real busy. And my dad, I can't forget my dad. I know he hates for me to talk about him. My dad has been through a lot. For all y'all who don't know, my dad had a kidney transplant about a year ago. And before that, my dad was really sick. I'm sorry. But my dad has really come through this. I mean, my dad, a lot of people would have given up. My dad, he was sick. He was taking dialysis for several years. And my dad went through a lot. And he bounced back when he had the transplant. It was the year in June, and the doctors just said for my dad to be his age and for him to recover as he did. I mean, they were like, they couldn't believe it. And I just said it was God. And I just want to say thank you all and continue to pray for him. Thank you.
Also, I would like to say that it's not my son got up here and made it about us. You know, but I love him through the surgery and so forth, carrying me back and forth to Charleston. I'm glad that his mother raised a young man like him. And it's a privilege to be associated with the Davis and the Johnson family. I was a lucky young man at age 19 when I married his mother, Rosa Davis Pearson. I was blessed to be in a family like Lackett and Thelma Davis and to meet all their relatives and offspring. We were there like one happy family. You see, also I got a family, but when I met that Lackett and Thelma Davis family, It did something to my heart. And I just felt like one of their children instead of a son-in-law. And I thank God for how He has blessed me to have 3 lovely children and 5 lovely grandkids. Never had any problem with it, none of them. And she paved the way by having a mind and the altitude to want to go to school. And all of the grandchildren, they saw that in her and took that and took on after her. So this is why I thank God, not only for my family, but for the Davis and the Johnson family. Y'all can continue to pray for us that we would be more closer in a family relation. And this family relationship today, reunion, is off the change. Off the change.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Vaughn Davis. L.C. Davis was my father. Wow. Grandma Lackey, Grandma Thelma, and Granddaddy Lackey. Man, those were the good old days. But as I look around this room, it's like, wow, God is good. I mean, we don't understand sometimes that family is all we got at the end of the day. We all go through stuff, you know, but at the end of the day, you know, family is all we need and all we have. A lot of people, we go away and forget about where we came from. But I love coming to Laurel Hill and Warrenburg. And just saying, God is good. We need to keep this going. I think my cousin Sheila and Slick. And wow, look around this. It's good. We need to keep this going. You know, I'm saying we the younger generation, you know, everyone's getting older now, so it's time for us to take the lead and like take over. Tell everybody here, I love everybody. Thank you.
Hello, how y'all doing? My mother was the late Janet Davis Nisi. She had twins. I'm the oldest. This is my brother Ken and his wife and family. This is my son right here, Javante. Y'all don't know. And to my grandma, the late Mardell Davis. It's a pleasure to be here and an honor because it's been a long time. I think the last time y'all had a reunion, I think I was like 10. I remember Uncle Ozell and Uncle Joy. I remember going to the funeral. But it's an honor to be here, to be in the presence with all my family. I'm glad I got this opportunity to meet everyone. And I need everybody to know because I love the truck. Thank you.
I was just going to say I'd be remiss if I want to introduce my brothers, my brother and my sisters. My sister Shirley, and just like Keisha just said, my sister was Janet Davis and my oldest brother was Randolph. My other brother is Corbin. He lives in Greensboro. So he couldn't be here due to family commitments. So just wanted to send his love and say God bless you guys. Thank you.
Before we leave, I want to say something. Okay, I want to say my mother, I'm a descendant, my mother is a descendant of Thelma, and my parents are here today, Miss Betty and John Alford, and I want to say we love them dearly because they are great people because of who raised them. And tomorrow we're gonna hear a sermon called I Won't Complain. And the reason we are gonna hear a sermon about that is because God has been good to this family. And I know
It's all right, man.
We almost lost my mother 2 times. And I remember when she was in ICU and the doctor didn't think she was going to make it. And I remember when we sat by her bedside all night long. And I remember when the family members came in and they thought they were saying goodbye. But God had another plan for my mother, and that's why she's sitting here today.
And I remember she was in ICU, she was unconscious for several days, and the nurse came in and said, I need for you to leave the room. And I said, why do you want me to leave the room? She says, well, your mom has been unconscious, she hasn't had anything to eat for a few days, so we're getting ready to put in and insert a feeding tube. And I said, oh my. So I got ready to leave, and then my mother spoke, and she says, well, she hasn't eaten anything. And she said, my mother said, who said I can't eat? And so the nurse looked, and then she went outside the room and she went and called the doctor. And the doctor said to go ahead and start her on a soft diet just to see if she could swallow. And then she was able to swallow, and then they realized that she didn't need the feeding tube. And so from there she went into rehabilitation, and they thought she was going to be paralyzed, and they thought that, we thought she was going to need all of this round-the-clock care, but at the end of the day, my mother is preaching again, she's driving again, and she's able to go to Walmart. She loves to go to Walmart a lot to shop. She's able to go there and do all the things that she was doing before. And so that's why we're going to hear a sermon called I Won't Complain, because we don't have any reason to complain. So we're going to give God the praise, the honor, and the glory. He's been good to this family, and I think it's evident by everyone that's here today how good he has been. And so I just wanted to say that I love my mother, and I love my father, and I appreciate everything that they've done for us.
I don't have too much to say, but my daughter would get in my butt if I didn't say anything. I'm LaJuan Cheatham. This is my daughter Jasmine Cheatham. For the people that don't know us, Annie Pearl Cheatham, Annie Pearl Davis, Aunt Pearl. It's my mom. So, like I said, the devil was busy this morning though. I almost didn't make it here because I woke up, storm coming from Virginia. Go with the first car, get to the pump, try to put air in the tire stem broke. But I was blessed to have a second car, so I'm here. And like when Cuz was talking about the stories about Granddad, it made me smile because I remember that. Yellow. And you didn't want to be that person that grabbed that last little swig. And my daughter had a question earlier about sand spurs, and she wasn't familiar with it. It's those little spiky little balls that some reason, no matter how you walk around, it will find you. And it will stick on you. And you wouldn't know. So I'll show you a picture of it. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's one of those things you just don't want to mess with. But my nephew, he couldn't make it. Just conflict with working otherwise. And to those who don't know, that's Maurice Pollard. I call him Antoine. I think everybody down here call him Maurice. So. But I'm glad to be here, feeling blessed, get to see new faces, reconnect with some old faces, bring back a lot of memories. And like I said, some of the things I do remember, tell those ghost stories. You know those ghost stories? Coming across the bridge, actually scared to go to sleep at night. But I'm glad to see everybody here, and hopefully we can keep this going. God bless you.
I'm sorry, charge that to my mind and not my heart. I forgot somebody. Treva, come on up here. This is my sister, Treva. She's from Virginia, and this is her husband of her son right here. So this is my sister here. You got anything to say? I'm just thankful to be here. Yeah. Okay. What's up, everybody? I'm Chris. I'm sure y'all remember my grandma Dorothy Robin. I don't really have much to say. I just want to acknowledge her. You know what I'm saying? Like, like for real. Like, if y'all came to the funeral, I don't remember that. I cried the whole time. You know what I'm saying? I do remember my mom. I do remember Dad. Those weekends going up there on Sundays and running through the woods and the sand spurs and all. I don't remember like y'all was a couple years younger. But yeah, I'm just saying, like, we are blessed. Like, we have a really great family, good family, big family. I really wish Doc was here to see all this and see all y'all. That'd be real nice. But I just really wanted to acknowledge her and
thank you, Slick. Thank you, Sheila. You know, thank you to all y'all for coming. I'm just happy to see all y'all. I love y'all.
Just want to thank God for being here. Thank God for looking at all my lovely family. I'm the daughter of Bertha Johnson, daughter of Ed Johnson and Losha Johnson. My brother Stevie, my brother Robert, Christina, and my children. I just thank God for being here. It's a blessing to have family. It's just a blessing to be loved. And I just get excited when I meet new people, and especially your family, like when you don't really know everybody. So I just thank God for being here. So everybody know me for being on time, but on time since like. But I just thank God for seeing everybody's beautiful face and just been through a lot of things. Me and my family just had came out of some things. We had a gas leak in our home, and I thank God that that He woke me up, that He touched me and allowed me to get up and get my family out of there on time, or we could have died. And I just thank God for that. Thank God for my mom, and I was just sitting there listening to my cousin Sheila. I didn't even know all that was going on with with my cousin Betty. I always called her Aunt Betty because I always thought of her as my mother's sister, and so I always used to call her Aunt Betty. I remember she used to put every Jerry curl, every S curl. We was the juiciest people on the bus. So they used to sing the little song, Jerry curl, juicy like, just keep us juicy. But I thank God for my Aunt Betty. Thank God for my cousin Sheila. I hadn't seen her in years. Because I remember, I think it was psychology or something she was going for. We used to be, I guess it was test subjects. But I just thank God for everybody here. And I had to scare my mom on last year. My mom, she almost died. She had to go in with surgery for her heart. And I thank God that, being as old as she was able to pull through. And I was like, Mom, just kind of like calm down. And Mom was like, oh girl, I can't just sit down. And I said, well, Mom, at this point, you're gonna have to sit down, But she was like, I gotta just keep on. And I said, no, Mom, you have to sit down. Because Mom likes to keep it moving, keep it going. But I guess that's that strong Johnson blood in you that keeps you going, keeps you moving through, and that's what keeps you living. But I just thank God for all of y'all, and y'all just pray my strength.
We also want to make sure, it was brought to my attention, the baby boy of the family was Ronald. Y'all know Ronnie? Ronnie and Brenda, and Melissa, their daughter, was here earlier. I think she had to leave, but we also wanted to mention him, and he was very important to our family as well. He is now since passed on. But y'all know Ronnie was the one that used to crack jokes all the time and would always make us think Jabbo was up the street. Y'all remember Jabbo? At nighttime, that's when he would come outside, moving stuff around, and then he would, Jabbo's coming, and everybody would be afraid. But he always had a really, really good sense of humor. So we really, really miss him. So we wanted to make sure that we recognize him today as well.
It was just wonderful, and I have nothing but love for my family. I wasn't blessed to be in my two older brothers' lives, but God gave me rams in the bushes. Them 5 breeding brothers were my brothers. And I ought to be the smartest, the most athletic. I should be one of the piano specialists. Because we were all raised with love. Even when we were disciplined, it was with love. And I'm just so thankful, and I'm so overwhelmed to be in this family. I really am. Okay, you pulling the coat now? Yeah. All right, let me give it to Barbara Ann then.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Barbara Thomas. I am the baby.
Excuse me, I was reminded that I left some of the most important things out of my life. My children. I got a red one over here, and them reds, they don't let you forget nothing. This is my daughter, Tamaron. This is my handsome son, Terrell. I have another son, Trey, And my shortless son, older son, I got at home, Terrence. That couldn't be here today. And my mom, she had an accident on the porch where she fell and broke her nose. So she wasn't able to be here either. But she sent all of them send their love and their blessing.
Good afternoon. My name is Barbara Thomas. This is my husband, Calvin Thomas. My son, CJ, Calvin Thomas Jr. I'm from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Always remember home and thank God for family. So that's all I got to say.
Hey, since he laughs, I just want to say, hey, ladies, y'all look real good and family. But I just want to say one thing though. Hey, our family breeds some fly guys, man. Word up.
Over those 45 years, I knew all the uncles and all the aunts except for one, I think. And so I knew them well. And when I look over the family and look at the nieces and the nephews and the cousins, it just took me back to all those years of Uncle Alec, Uncle Jay, Uncle James, Uncle Ed, Joy, Aunt Thelma, Cora. I mean, my mind just went back when they would come home and how they would just gather at Aunt Cora's house, and I'm just overjoyed to see that I am still alive, to see all of you come together. My children are not here, but they need to be here to know their cousins and their nieces and their cousins. So I just had to say that my name is Maddie, and I'm married to Theodore. I was a McLeod before I was a Breeden, but my mind just went back to all these 45 years of marriage and 48 years that we've been together. So it's just amazing to see you all come together, and I do give thanks to Sheila and whoever spearheaded this. We are older now, we can't keep it going, but you all younger generation, you need to keep it up because it's a good thing. Thank you.
One more time. To be in the number. Thank God for my two daughters. I have Sherelle and her husband, Colonel Martin Williams, and his granddaughter, Denai, which I have an older granddaughter, Taylor. She wasn't able to make it today. And my daughter, who came from LA, which her husband, Mark. I have two sons-in-law, Mark. This is Mark McWilliam, and my Katina husband is Mark. Walker. So, my sister, which I had two, both my sisters, they are deceased, Liz May and Ann. And I have one brother, which he lives in New Jersey, which he sent his love and said he loves his family, although he could not be here. Thank you. My name, which I introduced earlier. Nikki is the daughter of my oldest sister, Elizabeth Allison, which she is deceased. So good to have my niece.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Abria Armstrong. I am the daughter of Prentice Edmund Armstrong and Robin Armstrong, the granddaughter of Freaky Mae Dudley Armstrong, and Prentice Armstrong, the great-granddaughter of Edward and Tessa. I'm so happy to have your audience this afternoon. I was going to do two poems, but for the sake of time, I will just do one. This one in particular is very special because there's been a term that I've heard a lot of people use today, which is legacy. Legacy. And so, as a poet, the day that Maya Angelou died, I could think of nothing else better in terms of an homage to her than to write something that that poets who have been influenced by her could connect with. But I think that the content of the piece is so would resonate, whether it's your aunt, your grandmother, your mother, your godmother, any of the strong women in your family and in your life that you know. This poem is definitely about them. And so this is Legacy. Before the kings were new, kingdom come, you chose to sing. Only the moon could rival your hips' power with every graceful swing. Hues of almond as radiant as a candle's wick. To love myself as is, you taught me this. Imbibing your words of encouragement with every empowering sip. A woman of her words, you have more than earned your eternal bliss. Legacy. Thank you.
What's your husband's name?
Okay. Matter of fact, I would not be here, my husband. If it wasn't for Danny. Danny had to go to work. He went to work, but he brought me here this morning. And for some reason, you know I won't forget him, but I just didn't call his name.
Okay. Yeah. My sister Lucille has deferred to me. And in the absence of my brother James, I just wanted to say, to show you how important family is and what a great job Sheila, Teresa, and others have done. They have been able to generate enough interest that my brother James' son came from Florida and his wife, his two daughters from Clarksville, Tennessee, and their family. My sister Bertha has been on her way here for the past hour and a half. She's not here yet, but you all probably, many of you remember her son Stevie, who had a massive heart attack at age 43. His son, Stephen, and his daughter Nadia are here, and Stephen's new wife and recently expected Laura Kay. Okay. I just want to thank you for being here.
My mother is Deborah Killings, father is Alexander, and I have a sister, Janae. If my mother were here, she would probably be crying. I'm just so glad to see everyone and very excited to be amongst all of her family. I've heard lots and lots of names growing up, and it's just been wonderful to put those names to faces. It's been a blessing to always know that there's a Johnson somewhere in the building. If it's not Nikki making sure that I know who they are, it's Aunt Maddie and Uncle Theodore, it's Bobby. Somebody is making sure that we know where we come from, our lineage, and just a blessing we have been able to be a part of, that God has allowed us to be a part of this family. So it's been wonderful getting to know everyone. And I'm excited to continue to learn faces and names.
And I'm just grateful to God that you were able to come together. I'm grateful that I'm able to be here this day, because normally I'm in Durham preparing for a service on tomorrow. But as it turns out, I'm able to come with me and my wife. We're able to come today to share in this wonderful fellowship. It has been said it's not how long you live, but what you do while you live. Amen. And I'm so grateful that I can come home one time without having to eulogize one of my cousins. I have done this so many years that it has grieved me to even come home for a fellowship, because the only time we will eat together is after funeral. Amen. But today God has allowed us to come together to fellowship with one another and to be happy. Now, I don't know how to do the electric slide and all that, but maybe family folk can teach me how to do some things now. And I know if anybody can do it, you all can. Don't hold back because you see one preacher in the house or two preachers in the house, because y'all gonna do it when you're gone. I am just so grateful. I am grateful to see Elijah's sons here, because, you know, that's another one. We lost Elsie and we lost Esther, and some number of us that have lost family folk, but look what God has done. He has brought us together to enjoy ourselves, and what a marvelous meal we've had today. I've been in some cookouts, but I've never been in a cookout like this here. Most cookouts are just hamburgers and hot dogs. I close by saying that one of the leading cooks used to referee basketball games during the Parks and Rec, and I recognized him. And when TJ was playing Parks and Rec, and my wife thought the referee was cheating, she got on the referee, that the referee called time. I said, I'm gonna kick you out the gym. And she said, you can't kick me out because I'm a fan. And then when I went to John Chapel to do a service, he was in the church, he said, Reverend Reed, is that your wife? I said, yeah, the one you gonna kick out the gym. That's my wife. But thankful to God that you all that put it together, and I just pray that you'll be richly blessed.
Amen. And like you said, family is all that you have. Amen. And when you get a chance, like Beto said, the only time, majority of the time that we do fellowship is when someone else is not there to benefit. And the last one we had, as I always remember, was Uncle Ozell. And he was the last of the siblings that left here. And they always wanted family members to remember each other. Uncle Alec was one that didn't drive but could get anywhere. Because people loved Uncle Alec. And you had Uncle Joy, Uncle Roy, the individuals that I call, I mean, they all had something to contribute. And they all did well. I mean, as far as being with people, they were always people. I mean, they didn't meet a stranger. I mean, you could say something about them, but you could talk junk to Uncle Roy, and he'd look at you, and then go on. But a lot of us wear our feelings on our sleeves, and that didn't happen. And like they said, this clan has grown, and there are a lot that could have been and didn't make it here, and I understand. But for the ones that are here, and they got a chance to see each other, and instead of saying earlier, to look at each other and know that they are your cousins. Because a lot of times when people don't have family reunions, individuals do end up marrying cousins. And then they don't divorce, they just continue on. But we are glad that a lot of individuals were able to be here and to have a good time. And instead of saying, whatever dance you do, as long as you do it well and not act up, you know, enjoy yourself. Because that's all you can do is enjoy, because today is today. Yesterday is gone, never to return. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. A lot of us are smiling today, might not be here tomorrow. So that's why I say enjoy while you can.
Listen, Lord have a true story. Me and Federal, we had these little sticks. I said there's too many preachers, and he said, Jane, there are too many teachers. Well, Federal came to be a preacher, and I came to be a teacher. But to make a long story short, old Bobby come along. Those of you who don't know, Bobby is in the World Hall of Fame for softball. Right there. Your cousin Bobby. Federal back there, he used to play pro ball. I tried to play. I think I was the best of all of them. We'll leave that alone. I have 3 favorite sons, Junior and Donnie. I love them boys. Them boys love some daddy. Well, not long ago, now this is another true story. I used to walk every day for 2 hours. And now, got preachers in this house. You always say, ask God anything, and he'll do anything for you. Isn't that what y'all say? Yeah. Well, I got a story to tell. April the 21st, 2007, my wife Jean passed at the house. My brother Herbert lived next door. He passed that afternoon. I asked the Lord to take me for 10 years. So when you all say the Lord will do what you, I don't know. Because I did not want to live. If you haven't been through that, don't go through it, because that's tragedy. Well, I said that for so long. That was a girl that wanted me so bad. Y'all laughing about? What y'all laughing about? I'm telling y'all the true story. That girl wanted me so bad. She wanted a breeding boy. She begged for me. She begged. Y'all laughing. Y'all laughing. Y'all laughing. 10 months, you say what you want to, man. I don't give a rap about none of y'all. 10 months ago, I'm minding my own business. Now this is a true story. I went down there. I went to what's called a pawn shop in Lawrenceburg, Ned Pawn Shop. I told this guy, I said, man, you don't think my man is there. I want you to get the cheapest ring you got. He gave me a $30 ring. I want the cheapest ring you got. That's why I want to tell my story, so y'all ain't gonna never forget me. I go back to High Point. I tell this gal, I said, I got a ring. She said, how much it cost? I said, don't matter. It don't matter. We go to the magistrate in Jefferson County. I told the man, I said, I'm planning on marrying this gal. He said, well, do you have any witnesses? I said, no, I don't. So there were two policemen standing there. He says, well, where you witness? I said, ask them guys there what they do. Now, I don't really care so much for policemen, but I'm just making a statement. These two white guys are standing there, Matt standing there. He pushes his little button and tells me to come around. We standing around. I took that $40 ring and threw it on the table. $30. Or whatever. I'm talking to this ring. I'm telling the story that is true. Y'all can laugh at it or whatever. I'm talking about me. I said, don't marry that gal. Don't marry that gal. Ain't nobody making you marry that gal. Take the ring back up, got ready to put it on the thing. I told the wife, hold, slow your roll. I'm finna do this my way. Slow your roll. He says, I said, you know what you finna say is not even in the Bible. I said, God said, what God put together, don't let no man put asunder, right? He stands up and he says, for better or worse. And I said, what, girl? The words. He said, for rich or poor. I said, for poor. He said, for sickness or unhealth. I said, for health. He wouldn't do to the deaf people's pocket. All right? Then he goes to her. He asks her all the things. Then all of a sudden he says, by the powers invested in me. I said, hold, slow your roll. Slow your roll. I said, do that mean we married? He said, yeah, that means you're married. I said, but are you sure you're married? So then 10 months ago, when you stand up the girl that wanted me so bad, stand up and show yourself. Show yourself. You talk about somebody with a little green on his back.
But I had an opportunity to know and love my grandfather and all of my other relatives, and they encompassed me. They made me strong, and they taught me things, and they took time to teach me things. Even John T, when I was a young man, he and his family, and I thank you for that. He and his family took a lot of time with me as a young boy, as many others here that are here. The Breeden family, truth be told, Anton's not here, is he? Anton was here yesterday. My cousin Anton, or whatever, he and I basically grew up together on the same dirt road. His house was here, my house was here. And we say this many times, and it's just an example of what happens when you have family. If Anton ate, I ate. If Anton was asleep, I had to go to sleep. If Anton got a whipping, I got a whipping. That's just how it was when we was growing up. But I say all of that to say that no matter what happens in life, because of the people that we are attached to, because of the life experiences and the great things that we've been taught as young men and women, no matter what happens to you in life, at some point in your life, just like it said in the Bible, at some point we come to ourselves. We get up out of our situations and we remember where we came from. And we go out into the world and we do the best that we can with what we were taught. And that's all you have to do. Just stay strong and be a Johnson.